Mr. Secretary, a few days ago, the White House Director of National Economic Council, Kevin Hassett, said, and I quote, "People are spending more on gas, but they're also spending more on everything else, not just groceries, but restaurants and so on." I think that's a sign you see when people are optimistic about the future. I was wondering if you agree with your White House colleague that people spending more on everything else is just a sign of great optimism.
I think high discretionary spending is likely what Director Hassett meant. And
you consider spending on groceries discretionary? Or gas discretionary?
I didn't say gas. Did he say gas?
Yes, that's correct. Right. I'll read the quote again. "People are spending more on gas, but they're also spending more on everything else, not just groceries, restaurants, and so on." That's optimism.
So the everything else would be discretionary spending, Congressman.
Well,
it would be.
Well, I'll tell you what. To reclaim my time. I can settle how the American people are feeling about this economy because I have the data on it right here from Fox News just the other week. On the president and this administration's handling of the economy, 71% of the American people disapprove, including 40% of Republicans. On the president's handling of inflation, 72% disapprove. They disapprove, in fact, by a 3-to-1 margin over approval. So, do you agree with the American people, or are they just wrong?
Look, the American people were torched under the Biden administration.
Oh my God! I wish I had $1 for every time you or someone on the Republican side brought up Biden's name. If I did, I might have as much money as you have, Mr. Secretary.
You would have lost 22% of your purchasing power because that's what happened.
So the American people are wrong. The fact that by a 3-to-1 margin, they disapprove of this president and your performance on the economy. They're wrong.
The Democratic House has 17% approval rating.
No, I understand why you don't want to answer the question. So let me, I forgot to mention, reclaim my time, I forgot to mention, consumer sentiment is at an all-time low. So the numbers on the approval rating of this president on the economy are the lowest since the Great Recession. But in terms of consumer sentiment, which actually does measure whether or not people are optimistic about their future, the lowest in the history of a poll that dates back to 1952.
Well, let's look at the underlying data. 2/3 of those are Democrats. The Democrats...
Now, two-thirds of those polls, so Fox News, The Economist, all the polls are wrong.
You're citing the University of Michigan, and
there have been other surveys as well, but the Michigan survey.
Who listen to this kind of twaddle, they vote in the single digits, teens, whatever. Republicans, they vote much higher, and that's how you get,
I don't even know what you're saying, Mr. Secretary.
No, I don't think you know what you're saying. I know what I'm saying.
I'm citing the facts. Those are the facts that you have a problem with, Mr. Secretary. Well, let me just turn, since I only have 2 minutes left, let me just turn to this. I think it's unquestioned fact that in the 2024 election, President Trump, in my home state, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and throughout the country, especially those 7 big battleground states, he promised the American people, and I quote, "I will lower costs on day one." Well, Mr. Secretary, as it turns out, today is exactly day 500 of this administration, and costs aren't any lower. They are higher than ever before. Inflation is rising. Gas prices are surging. Consumer confidence, again, has collapsed. And healthcare costs are going up thanks to the bill that you helped pass over a year ago. Why won't you just admit that this has been a failed presidency? Because the first step to turning this around would be admitting the problem.
The 2.6% GDP growth, exceptional job growth in the private... That's the average since President Trump came into office. Real wage increases every month except for April. So if
once again, inflation is eating away at the pocketbooks of the American people. I can tell you this, in the 30 seconds, reclaiming my time, in the 30 seconds I have left, when I was back home in Northeast Philly a couple days ago and at a gas station, people were paying over $4.50 a gallon. They were feeling a lot of things, a lot of emotions. I guarantee you, optimism wasn't one of them. With that, I yield back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.